What's up, boys? Road to Jesus, episode 33. Come on, baby. We are back. Okay, so today is the 14th of October, 2025. It's been 2 weeks since I posted. I'm gonna lock in. And today we're gonna talk about why you decide your own destiny. You choose your destiny. You decide your destiny. So in life, we have this idea that some things are either caused by fate or by luck or by fortune or whatever. And I agree that there are certain things. However, I want to make it clear that in my opinion, right, if you're in a first world country, the amount of money you make is your choice. The life you live is your choice. The amount you travel is your choice. Whether or not you retire your parents is your choice. The car you drive is your choice. All of these things it's all your choice. You decide your destiny. Okay, so in business, right, people have this idea that, oh yeah, you start a business, I was really fortunate. And yes, I do agree there is a certain blessing in timing and stuff like that. But overall, once you start the business, it's your choice whether or not it's going to succeed. And the reason I say that is because it took me about 4 months or 3.5 months of posting every single day and working my ass off and sending a bunch of messages and getting rejected with fitness coaching, online fitness coaching, before I made a single penny. Now, most people would have given up on the first day. Most people wouldn't even have started. Right? And then the people who did start, as soon as they started getting hate from people who went to their school or their friends or whatever, they would have probably stopped. I mean, as soon as their parents were like, I don't think you should be posting, they probably would have stopped. I mean, as soon as they were 10 days in a row and they were getting no response, they were just constantly getting rejected and made fun of, they probably would have stopped. But I kept on going. A month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, right? I think it was about 4 months, maybe three months and 3 weeks, something like that. Before I made my first bit of money, it was like a $50 client, right? Where I worked for them for 3 months, which by the way is like, I basically scammed myself, but all I wanted was some clients, right? All I wanted was a little bit of money. Now I'm obviously doing way better, I'm blessed, etc. But the point is you decide where you want to go. And the reason I say that is because let's say you run a business right now, right? And this is getting more specific, so you won't understand it if you're not running a business probably. But let's say you're running a business and the way you get clients is through, let's say, TikTok ads, right? And you get the TikTok ads and then you message them and then you get them on a call and then you close them, right? That's actually a good funnel to use, right? Obviously, there's better ways, which we teach our clients and we work with them. But that's one that I started off using actually with the online consulting company, which is what I run, or online consulting / partnership company, which is what I run right now. Let's say you send 100 DMs and you get 20 responses. And out of those 20 responses, you book 5 calls. And out of those 5 calls, you close 1 client. You know now that every 100 DMs you send is 1 client. And if you do that for 7 days straight and every single time you get 1 client, then you know that you're going to get 1 client a day if you send 100 DMs a day, right? Now we're going to let's say your offer's 1K, right? 1K USD. Then we minus, let's say you spend $100 on ads, right? To get those leads. Okay, cool. You spend $100, which by the way, it's cheaper than that. But let's say it was, then you make $900 profit. And if you do that every single day, you make $900 a day, right? Now that's simple maths. And obviously there's a layer deeper to it. And I'm not saying it's that easy. I'm not trying to come across that way. But it is kind of, it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Exact same thing with any business. Any business you run, you decide whether or not you're going to succeed. The first part, right, I'll tell you some business secrets. And this is just, and then I'll go into like a bigger level of like just overall how this plays out in life, right? But specifically talking about business, you decide if you're going to quit. Like no one else decides that for you. No one's going to force you to quit. So, and it sounds so obvious and it's so logical, but people don't do it. If you don't quit, you're going to win in the end. It doesn't matter if it takes 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. You're going to win. And it doesn't take that long, by the way. The most I've ever seen anyone who actually tried every single day to start getting some results was like 4.5 or 5 months, right? Or let's say 6 months. It doesn't take longer than that. You're going to start seeing results probably within a month if you have guidance, or maybe even within a week if you have guidance from someone who's ahead of you. Otherwise, it might take a little bit longer, but you're going to figure it out as long as you don't give up. The main reason, right, why people say like, oh, 95% of businesses fail or 90% of businesses fail. I'll tell you why, because 9 out of 10 people quit. I've never seen a guy who's been working on a business and he's consistent and he's got a mentor and he's got someone guiding him who works his ass off and charges good high ticket and he's actually working extremely hard every single day and he's turning up every single day without fail, who doesn't start making some money after 6 months. It just doesn't happen. It just does not happen. The universe does not work like that. So 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Why? Because 9 out of 10 people quit. For one person wasn't smarter. For one person probably had a worse business idea than at least one of the other 9 people. For one person was probably dumber than one of the other 9 people. For one person probably had less advantages than one of the 9 people. The only difference was he didn't quit. He didn't quit. Like, it's so funny because I think about it sometimes, and I'm so grateful and so blessed to be where I am. Where this year I've taken just over 30 flights now. 30 flights at the age of 18, when 2 years ago I was flat broke. I had less than $100 to my name. Right? Less than $100 to my name 2 years ago, and I wasn't brought into money. And I'm 18, and now I've taken 30 flights, all paid for by myself. I'm able to support my family. I'm able to support my fiance. I'm able to literally live the life of my dreams. Right? Literally of my dreams. And I'm not saying that's some cliche thing. I'm literally, the only thing that's left now on my vision board, which I have, is the Lamborghini, which I'm aiming to get within the next 2 to 3 years. And I've grown close to Christ. That's the most important thing out of anything. Right? Is I feel like I've grown so much close to Christ. But like, I've been able to do that at the age of 18, at the age of an adult, and I turned 18 in July. So it's been July, August, September, October. It's been 3 months, just over 3 months, right? Yeah, literally, because we're on the 14th, just over 3 months, right? 3 months and a couple days. And I've been able to literally live the life of my dreams at this age. And why? Well, sometimes I think about it and I think, imagine that one day. Right, I don't know. I'm going to have a look maybe after this video. I'm not sure exactly the day that it was. But that one day when I signed my first fitness coaching client for $50. Right, and then I increased my price to like 100, and then it just carries on increasing. Imagine I just hadn't, that one day, imagine I'd been lazy. Imagine that one day I'd instead just scrolled on Instagram Reels and I hadn't sent that extra one message. And I hadn't booked that extra one call. And I hadn't closed that extra one call, because that's literally the funnel I used. Imagine, my bad boys, it cut out. But literally, imagine that one day I hadn't done that extra work. Like, bro, if I hadn't done that extra work for one day, and then that one day I'd turn into 7 days, because that's often how it works with procrastination and laziness and like scrolling on social media and just turning into vices and just being a little bit lazy. You know, when you wake up and you don't feel that fire inside of you to do stuff, and then you don't do stuff for one day, it usually ends up not being one day. It usually end up being 3 days and then 7 days. And then there's a certain day where you just get angry and you just switch your routine. If does that, hopefully you guys can all relate to that, right? Or at least that's what I have. But like, about one day, imagine that turned into 7 days. And then after that, my mum had been like, you know what, Michael, you definitely shouldn't do the business. Like, it's just not worth it. Maybe after you've finished school and after you've maybe went to uni or whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, okay, you know what? Like, I've been doing it. I haven't got any results. That's fine. And I'd just taken my foot off the gas. I'm not saying I wouldn't have become successful, because I always have belief in myself. I know I would have. But it might have happened at 25. It might have happened at 35. It might have never happened. So my point is, you decide your destiny. Why? Because you decide how hard you work. You decide how consistent you are. And you decide, most importantly, whether or not you give up on your dreams. Every single person that I see nowadays who's young, they have the ambition deep inside. It's just, they just pretend it's not possible. They literally lie to themselves. They're like, yeah, but if it was that easy, everyone would do it. Yeah, but no, because everyone thinks that way. A, I didn't say it was easy. But B, it is easier than you think. Right? It is easier. Now, is it going to take effort? Yes, but it's a lot simpler than you think. It is a very strict thing. Like, people don't understand this for some reason. They think it happens in fitness, and then going to the gym and losing weight or putting on muscle. Like, oh yeah, you have a clean diet, you go to the gym every single day, you don't eat bad food, you go for runs, you do all that. Cool. And then you're going to build muscle. But then when it comes to business, they're like, yeah, but bro, like, what if I put in this work, and what if I try it for 6 months and I get no results? Then it was all a waste of time. Yeah, but I know this one guy whose business fell apart after COVID and this blip. Are you joking? It's gonna work. It is gonna work. You have to have that delusion, but it's not delusion. It's a fact. It is gonna work. Logically, if you don't give up, you constantly trial and error, and you use a formula which I call AAA, action, analyze, adapt, and you do that every single day, it's going to work in the end. It's like, it's literally guaranteed to work. There's no possibility. There's not even 0.00001% chance that it's not going to work. It is going to work. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take, which mostly depends on your consistency, your intensity, and your effort overall. That's all it depends on, right? So, yeah, but boys, you all decide your own destiny, okay? So that's talking more about business now. In life in general, right? You decide your destiny and everything. If you want to go out there and be a footballer, you can be a footballer. You just need to do what every other footballer did, right? And try even harder if you want to guarantee yourself to do it. If you want to be a businessman and you want to be able to travel the world, I don't like the word businessman. You want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be able to travel the world and live an amazing life, and you want to be able to provide for your family, you can do that if you want. It all comes down to like tracking things and then just doing it over a consistent period of time. Does that make sense? With a business, if you work out, I can get one client a day by doing this, and then you do that thing every single day, and your client a day pays you 1K a day, let's say 1K offer, right? And on average, that's how much you make. Then you're making 30K a month, 365K a year, one third basically of a million. You're living a pretty good life. You can provide for your family. You can like literally retire your parents. You can retire or take care of your girlfriend, right? You can take care of the rest of your family, your sisters, brothers, cousins, auntie, uncle, whatever. You can live a pretty sick life. Am I saying you can go on private jets? Probably not at that point, but you can live a pretty cool life, right? Like in 99%, maybe if we're talking, oh, you're in New York, maybe you can't do all those things. But in most places, you can live a pretty amazing life on that amount of money, right? And then imagine you just work out, okay, now I can get free clients, and you're making 3K, and now you're making $1 million a year. Like, it is possible. I know it sounds delusional, and you're like, yeah, but you're just making up numbers. Like, I'm not. These is literally business numbers. If you work out that your offer's 3K and you get 1 client a day, and you work out good financing to be able to get the clients to pay the full amount, or you're just working with richer clients or whatever it is, and you're finding a way to actually get that pay in full within 40 hours or something, then you're making 3K in that day. And if you make 3K a day, you're making insane money, right? And like, you've got to have this delusion that it's going to work. You've just got to have that, bro. And so many people in this world are they just give up too easily. People just give up. Like, that's the main trait of unsuccessful people. They give up so easily at everything. Like, oh, yeah, but I tried it for a little bit. Like, I was talking to someone yesterday, right? And by the way, I like this guy. I actually like this guy. But, like, I was talking to him, and he was talking about dropshipping and then how it didn't work. And I was kind of thinking in the back of my head, I was like, well, where, like, oh, that's Sportman. That's actually sick. I was like, well, why, like, where was the point where you just decided you were going to give up? Like, I actually think that's a really good quote. Where was the point you decided you were going to give up? Because I understood everything you said. I understood all the trial. I understood that it was hard. I understand all the excuse and all the reasons you had that you could have given up. But where was the point that you just decided, you know what, bro, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to get rich, right? It's not worth it to actually retire my parents. Like, where did you decide that point? And I'm not talking about this guy specifically. I'm talking in general. Like, where did people have this idea? Or where do people have this thought in their mind that, oh, I should give up, and they actually follow through with it? Like, which point of life is it? Is it when you're 16 years old? When do you give up on your dreams, bro? Because and you might say, oh, yeah, but I haven't. But if you haven't given up on your dreams, you'd be so excited every single day. And here's the next point I'm going to go into. And this is by one of my mentors, Daniel G, who makes like over 5 million a month. I think probably even over that, but I'm just going to say over 5 million just to be safe. I know it's more than that. Travels the world. He's literally like, I think he's went on like 180 flights this year. He's always traveling. He's doing sales tours, blah, 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 blah. Living an amazing lifestyle. You know, and one of my mentors, because he's just in a similar field to what I do, and he's one of the best at it, right? If not arguably the best. Anyway, he talks about this concept of how what you do today reflects on who you believe that you're going to be tomorrow, or where you believe that you're going to be tomorrow. And the thing is, most people don't have this delusion or don't have this idea that they deserve more, which is why today they procrastinate and they basically ruin themselves. It's a really interesting concept about how I've seen this as well. You see people who start to see some success and then they take their foot off the gas, or they literally turn to vices. And their whole life they haven't turned to these vices. But as soon as they start seeing success, they turn to these vices. Why? Because they were almost thinking like, I don't deserve this life. I don't deserve to make this amount of money. And I've done that myself. You know, I've had really consistent days where I made like ridiculous amounts of money, which I didn't even think was possible. And I make that in like one day, and then the next day I just procrastinate. And I'd literally ruin that momentum. Because for some reason, I still had the limiting belief inside my head that I don't deserve this. That I'm either not working hard enough for this, or that this is only going to last a tiny bit, or that I should just enjoy it, or that I'm just lucky. When in reality, it wasn't luck. It was all hard work. But you get these limiting beliefs from an early age, from society and parents and everything, and it all influences you to think small. Bro, think big. There's people making millions a day. Millions a day. There's people probably making $1 billion a day. Like there's definitely, I mean, maybe not $1 billion every single day, but there's definitely people who've made $1 billion in a day. And you're saying you can't hit 10K a month, or you can't hit 100K a month, or you can't buy a Lamborghini. Do you know how many Lamborghinis there are in the world? Like genuinely, you've just got to have a sense of, maybe it's ego, maybe it's arrogance, but a sense of, if they can do it, so can I. And you need to actually believe that. I know it sounds cliche and so many people talk about it, but you actually have to believe that. You actually have to think, if he can do it, why can't I? If he can do it, why can't I? Like genuinely, and use me as an example, right? And I'm not saying this from an arrogant point of view, but I grew up in a council estate. Parents had basically nothing, right? We could my mum would literally sometimes skip meals just so we could have meals as a kid. Grew up with literally nothing, right? And now I've flown to 30 countries at the age of 18 in 1 year, right? Or sorry, not flown to 30 countries, taken over 30 flights in 1 year at the age of 18. Lived my dream life, being able to literally live the life of my dreams, where I'm literally able to go out and spend as much money as I want. The only thing that's missing now is the Lambo. If I can do that, why can't you? I barely scraped my GCSEs. I passed all my GCSEs, but barely, right? And I revised basically nothing. That's why I didn't really get that good grades. But I did that. It's not like I was some genius. It's not like I was some, you hear about these kids who are this 10-year-old kid who knows how to, I don't know, like do a Rubik's Cube in like 0.5 seconds and then he ends up becoming successful and you're like, yeah, well, obviously, like he was just a gifted kid. But that's not me. Like I didn't have that, right? Like I didn't have that. The only thing that I had was this delusion and this arrogance, I guess some people would call it, that it's gonna work in the end. I'm better than these other people who have this success. I know it's gonna work. Keep on going. Do not give up. And I never thought about giving up. I never, ever, ever thought about giving up. I thought about how it was hard. I thought about how most people would have given up, but I never actually contemplated giving up. And that's why I'm in the position I am in today. Right? And that's why I'm blessed by God. Right? And I'm so fortunate to just be in this position. But yeah, don't give up on your dreams. You decide your destiny, bro. There's no luck at all. Like people always talk about that. Oh yeah, but you should work a job instead because it's stable. Whereas a business, you don't know, it's all luck. No, it's not luck, bro. You track everything and you can decide how much money you want to make today. If I decide that today I want to take a flight to the Maldives, I can do that. In fact, now that I speak about that, it's the 14th. Maybe I should just take a flight just for jokes, right? Just for jokes. Like maybe I should just go this weekend. I actually might do it. It would just be funny to put in this YouTube video, but I'm actually not sure. I could. I'll have a look at the flights after this video. The thing is, I've literally just got back from Croatia like not too long ago, like a week ago. And I was like, I'm going to take a break from traveling. But I've already had like 5 temptations since then. So maybe it's a sign I need to go traveling again. I'm not actually sure. But anyway, yeah, I could literally take a flight to Maldives today or tomorrow or this weekend or this week. And I can go there and guess what? Guess what? I'm not going there for holiday. I can still work. I can still make more money while I'm there than what I spend on the trip. That's the best thing about making money online, is you literally don't lose money, bro. It's an infinite money glitch. I'll tell you an infinite money glitch right now, and you won't understand that unless you at least look into business, because these words won't make sense, right? You have a high ticket offer. Let's say it's 10K or 5K or 3K, right? Now you have a qualified lead source where you're constantly getting qualified leads consistently every single day, right? And now you have a way to turn these leads into booked appointments. And now you have a way to turn these qualified leads from the booked appointments into closed clients, into clients who actually pay you. And now you have a way of getting the clients full payment on a 5K or 3K or 7K or 10K offer, or whatever it is, or a high ticket offer. And you manage to do that within 48 hours, right? Or maximum within a week. And now you're managing to do that every single day, and you're closing one client a day at 3K USD. You're making 3K a day. What aren't you able to do? What aren't you able to do at 3K a day? Like you decide, and all of those things are literally realistic things, and you figure out finances, right? I was speaking to a guy yesterday who's like worked with the biggest payment processors in the space, and he's always like, we were talking about like good credit cards, good loan like possibilities. It's basically to be able to get finance help for clients so that you can get more cash collected, aka you can get more of the money in a short span of time. Because one of the key things with high ticket offers, and one of the only reasons why people don't make loads and loads and loads of money with high ticket offers, one of the main reasons is they manage to get a lot of clients, they manage to get them inside, get good results, but they don't manage to get the full payments because either the client's broke or he doesn't have enough money at the time, or it takes him 6 months to pay it. Whereas imagine now that 6 months could be put down to 40 hours. You're going to start printing. Does that make sense? So anyway, my point is, like, you decide your destiny, bro. Whatever you want, you can do. Like, and if you have that high ticket offer and you have that all in place, today you could decide to go to the Maldives, and you could decide to go. I don't know how long the flight is. You go to the Maldives, you get there, let's say tonight, right? And you're there at 7 p.m. You take 2 calls, you close 1 call for 3K, and now you've probably paid for the whole trip. If you're going for a week, 3K is more than enough. Do you understand what I was saying? Especially if you're solo, right? Maybe with a girlfriend it'll be more, but you get my point. Like, you can literally live the life of your dreams, bro. You can decide your own destiny. You decide what you want to do. And that's the thing. And I'm not saying this as in, like, I'm perfect. Like, as in, I decide what I want to do, and now I've got a Lambo, because I don't have a Lambo yet. But I could have had a Lambo by now. I actually could have. I'm not even joking. Again, oh, it's delusional. No, I actually could have had a Lambo by now if I had decided to actually do it every single day. But I didn't. You know, I literally said, I started this video off by how I haven't made a video in 2 weeks. Right? If I had made a video every single day from the first day I had made those cave talks, I guarantee we'd be past like 10K subscribers. I guarantee it. Especially if I'd posted on my Instagram as well, and posted Instagram reel clips from it, and posted it on TikTok. I would have. 100% I would have. But I decided not to. Right now, did I consciously decide not to? Probably not. But subconsciously, I decided I'm not going to do that. I have other priorities. And that's how life is, man. Like right now, if you're not in good shape, bro, don't act as if you didn't have a choice. You just decided not to, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. You decided that you being in the best shape possible wasn't a priority, and that's fine. Don't blame anyone else. This is what I'm saying. You decide your destiny, bro, and you can do whatever you want. If you want to travel to 50 countries, you can do that. If you want to go and retire your parents like in 6 months, you can genuinely do that. And I know it sounds delusional, but you actually can. But only if you believe you can, and only if you actually want to do it. And there's a difference between like want and want. Does that make sense? There's a difference between, oh, I want to do, and I want to do this. And you actually like want it bad enough to do it every single day, regardless of the sacrifice, regardless of the hard work, regardless of all the temptations of and vices and all of the distractions, but you still actually follow through with it and you track everything and you actually scale. Because scaling, and by the way, scaling, if you don't know what that means, it just means, let's say, taking something from 1K a month to 10K a month, right? Or taking something from 10K a month to 100K a month, right? Or taking your, let's say, 10K run time from being 23 minutes to 20 minutes, right? Whatever it is, scaling, like improving, but usually it's done in like big portions, if that makes sense. But you can scale rapidly if you just know how to track stuff, right? Like I used a business example, but let's say the same for running. If you track how long it takes you to do a 10K, right? Sorry, I meant a 5K. Did I say a 10K in 23 minutes? That would be crazy. I don't think that's even possible. I meant a 5K, right? 5K is usually good if you get under 20 minutes. Or that's what I kind of class as good. But my point is, yeah, let's say you want to improve your 5K time. Track it every single day. Start doing more and more runs. Watch YouTube videos about it. Go on ChatGPT. Get ChatGPT to give you a literal plan. And bro, if you follow that plan, I guarantee you within a month, you're going to have a better time. Now, am I saying it's going to drastically change? Maybe not within a month, but I'd say within a month, it probably can. Right? But my point is, bro, you decide your destiny. You can decide what you want to do in this world. There's so much information. Even inside this YouTube video, I've said like a million different things. I've given you all the information. Other people have given you the information. You got ChatGPT, you got Google. You've got all the information. The information isn't really the issue. Right? In 2025, the information is not the issue. It's the action. It's the implementation. Call me a rapper. It's not the information, it's the implementation. Genius, right? It's the implementation. That's what the issue is. That's why most people aren't successful. Not because they don't have the information. They can figure out the information as long as they implement. Boom. Maybe I should start making rap songs. Anyway. Yeah, bro, you decide your destiny. You do what you want to do in life. And you can genuinely achieve whatever you want. I just want you guys to all know that you can achieve whatever you want. As long as you keep God number one, you stay disciplined, you stay consistent, and you actually want it. And you actually want it. And when I say want, what's going to show whether or not you want it, I'll tell you. Where you are in 1 year. Where are you in 2026, 14th of October? Where are you on this random Tuesday? Next year, well, probably won't be a Tuesday next. Wait, will it? I don't know how it works. Gap year, leap year, whatever they're called. I don't know. But anyway, right? Where are you going to be 14th of October, 2026? And if you're not where you wanted to be, then you didn't really want it. Do you understand? And if last year you said, I wanted to be in this position, right? Or January 1st, 2025, you said, I wanted to be in this position by the end of this year. And you're not here by the end of this year. Or you're not even close. You didn't actually want it. But guess what? You can decide if you want it now. You know, you still got October, end of October. So you got like half a month left, right? Literally basically half a month. We're on the 14th. Got half a month for October. And then you got November and December. You got 2 months and a half. A lot can change within like 75 days. A lot can change. Yeah, 76 days. A lot can change. A lot can change. But you need to decide to do it every single day. Within 76 days. Bro, imagine I record a video literally every single day. In fact, I might set a challenge for myself. And I know I've said this before, but I'll actually try and stick to it if I actually set the challenge. Like if I post every single day now to the end of this year, we're on episode 33 right now. We'll be on about like 110 or something. Are we going to go up in subscribers? Probably. I mean, I don't really care about subscribers. If I cared, I wouldn't be like yapping for like 25 minutes. I'd just be editing it and putting better thumbnails and all of that. But like, I'm sure we'll have more subscribers. I'm sure we'll have affected more lives. I'm sure I would have made more money for it, which isn't really my goal with this. But I'm sure I would have. I'm sure I would have been proud of myself more. You know? But you decide your destiny, bro. Don't let anyone else tell you what you can and can't do. They're all going to laugh anyway. They're all going to think, oh, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, whether you do it at scale and whether you actually try or whether you try a little bit. So you might as well go over it. Like, genuinely, that was my mindset. When I did door-to-door sales, right, and this was before online fitness coaching, so I didn't really... I mean, I made some money in door-to-door sales, but not great money. That's why I realized it's better to just go online. You got a global market, especially if you're not in the US, door-to-door sales isn't the best route to go, but I think it's still good to develop skills. But anyway, when I was doing door-to-door, I knew people were going to laugh at me when I told them. But I was like, well, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well go away because they're going to laugh either way. Right? And the reason I say that is because literally the school which I went to was like 10 minutes away from where I was knocking on the doors. So sometimes I'd literally knock on the doors and I knew that that was the parent of one of the guys who went to school. So it was embarrassing, right? Of course it was. It's like, what's some random, at the age I was like 14. Yeah, what's some random 14-year-old doing? Like, what the hell is he doing at our door? Right? Of course, I understand that. But I was like, well, if I'm going to do it and if I'm going to get made fun of anyway, I might as well go all the way. Right? And I'm not saying this to feel sorry for me at all, right? But you get the point. Like, bro, just go all the way. Like, even when I started posting content, I remember it was funny. I had some friends who I thought were, like, really close friends. And I guess they were, but, like, I just find it odd, man. Like, people just hate for no reason. And they were just, like, laughing. They were, like, sending me the TikToks and being like, why did you post this? Or, bro really thought it was a good idea to post this and stuff. And 1 in every 10 times they said something, I'd be like, oh, it's kind of funny. But it's like, why are you hating? Like, genuinely. Right? And it might sound cringy, but, like, what's wrong with you? Like, do you not have your own goals? You know? But anyway, even my teachers, I remember my college teachers, and by the way, they didn't know I was making good money. Right? But, like, because through college, I was making decent money, especially in the second year. Right? Because that was literally not far. Like, I literally finished college June 10th, 2025. So this year, June 10th, right? But, like, I remember even they were laughing. They literally, I remember there was one time, I'm not going to say who this teacher was. I mean, he's not going to watch the video, but anyways, this is one teacher, right? I actually liked him as a guy. But anyway, he started playing it, and he started playing it on his phone, like one of my Instagram reels in class, right? And I just remember everyone was laughing. And I was just kind of embarrassed. I was like, okay, cool, guys. Appreciate you guys just trying to make fun of me, right? Like, literally while I'm in the room. It's not like I'm not in the room. But anyway, and they were all laughing about it, and they were all making fun, because I think it was something about advice, because someone asked me to post a reel about advice or something. I can't remember what it was about. I actually can't remember. But anyway, it was about advice about something. And he started playing it, and they all started laughing, and they were like, oh yeah, Michael, like, what's your advice, bro? Like, all finding it hilarious. Anyway, I found it funny. And now I'm, like, literally able to live the life of my dreams. But that's because I just was willing to listen to all of that and be like, I'm going to carry on. And the next day I posted again. And they were laughing because they were like, oh, bro, he literally just posted the day after we were just making fun of him. Or the day after, like, I was about to say the name of a teacher. But the day after X, Y, and Z teacher, like, literally posted his reel, he posted again. And I was like, yeah, of course I did. Like, you think I'm going to let some bumperclat stop me? Like, are you joking? It's my own life. You know, and I haven't seen these guys since. I've seen, like, 2 people who are actually my close friends, who are, like, real, like, actual friends. I've seen, like, 2 of them since college. 2 of them in our whole class. Right? I don't even know what the rest of them are doing. But my point is, bro, do whatever you want. Right? I'm going to end this video now, but do whatever you want, man. Whatever you want, go for it. Shoot for stars, land on the moon, whatever the hell. That's not the right one. But whatever the quote is. And always keep God number one, man. If you always keep God number one, I'm telling you, your life's going to be fulfilling. Like, even while you're broke, I feel like one of the main things which I'd change if I could go back, and I wouldn't really change anything because I like the way it's all turned out. But if I had to change something and go back, it would have been at the start when I was broke, still making sure I was, like, always keeping God number one. Because I feel like there was certain points where I was so sad because I didn't make money, or so angry at myself. And I wouldn't have been angry if I'd kept the God number one. And this is my main advice. Keep God number one, because then you're going to be happy whether you're broke or rich. Right? And by the way, you're going to get rich in the end anyway if you actually want to. And you're doing it the right way and you're moral and you actually want to help people and stuff. You're going to get there and you're disciplined and you're consistent. You are going to get there. But it means that from the journey of you getting from broke to rich, you're going to enjoy it way more. You know, and I enjoyed it a lot. But I would have enjoyed it way more if I'd always keep God number one. Or kept. But yeah. With that said, boys, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's more of a, I guess, update-ish, but not really too much of an update, but more of just like a rant. But yeah, God bless you guys. I hope you're all crushing it. Instagram is in the description if you want to work me one-to-one. We've now worked with just over 100 clients in the last 6, I was going to say 6, 7, right? Hilarious. But last over 100 clients within the last 7 months. We've worked with now with this online partnership / consulting company. If you want to find out more about what it is we do and who we work with and stuff, because you watching this right now, we could probably help you. Just assuming based on the video that you're watching. Message me on Instagram. I don't promote it too much. Why? Because I have my group of clients and I know how to get clients whenever I want. So I'm not here to hard sell you guys. But if you do want to work with me and you want to change your life, you want to be able to travel the world, retire your parents, live an amazing life and build something purposeful, message me on Instagram. And yeah, either way, even if you don't want to do that, just follow me on Instagram. I post way more. Link will be in the description. With that said, boys, that's the end of this episode. I'll see you in episode Road to Jesus, episode 34, which will be posted tomorrow. Peace out.